And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Hello everyone and happy Monday. I am meteorologist Sheldon Brashears checking in as you're getting up and around for the day, taking a look at what we're expecting for this brand new work week. Now looking at our satellite radar at the time of recording just before sunrise, seeing a little bit of cloud cover move in from kind of, as you can see right there, the western side of the area, some cloud cover moving off towards the east, but for the most part, expecting very clear and quiet conditions for the day today. Dew points really in a pretty pleasant range for most of you around the region. We are seeing some drier conditions kind of off around the western sides of the air, but for the rest of us, 50s and 60s for those dew points, so a good amount of moisture in the atmosphere. That's some very good news. Hopefully boding well for some storm chances later this week, but for your Monday, not really expecting too much out there. Let's take a look at your wind tracker because this is actually an important kind of thing that explains why our temperatures might look the way they did. We did see 90 for Sunday, but you'll notice right around sunrise this morning, we'll see those winds actually turn out of the north for the area. It is a very weak cold front that's pushing through this morning. Not going to have too much of a bearing on the forecast, but that's going to explain why today is maybe just a few degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday. You're going to see those winds quickly start to turn out of the east going into the early afternoon hours, back out of the southeast going on into this evening. Southeast winds, upslope flow, higher dew points. That's some good news. So if we're going to get those winds out of the south, we want southeast rather than southwest. Southwest is where we start to run into that drier area, as you can see. Just generally breezy conditions as we head on throughout the late evening and overnight hours. So for today, we're going to see 73 by lunchtime out there, so very well on par with what we have been seeing. You can see maybe that slightly cooler air up in the northwest, warmer off towards the southeast. Your daytime high is about 87 here in Amarillo, so even though we're seeing this weak cold front blow through, it's still going to be well above normal across the region. Might see 90 down in Childress, but maybe low 80s and upper 70s the further northwest that you get. By this evening, about 72 by 10 o'clock. But let's talk about our next weather maker. We kind of have just a hodgepodge of rain chances across these next 7 days. Some days better than others. So let's take a look at what's kind of our more immediate threat, and that's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday, mainly late Tuesday and then through part of the day Wednesday, and then maybe Wednesday night again. So for Tuesday, we are entertaining the possibility of a slight risk, as you can see right here, that yellow in our far eastern counties. Everyone else marginal or a thunderstorm risk. Might see the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms, and then perhaps more widespread but less intense going into Wednesday and Wednesday night. So we'll start with our short range models. Here's for today. As you can see for your Monday, it's going to stay clear and quiet. We're not really expecting anything. You're going to see maybe some thunderstorms pop up just in the far eastern reaches of the area, but it does look like it's going to pop up outside of our region. No real impacts for us. Now going into late Tuesday, it's about 7 o'clock. As you can see, very isolated thunderstorms here or there. Main threats being gusty winds, and then of course a little bit of hail, and then thunder and lightning, everything that comes with that. So that's kind of how things are shaping up for Tuesday into Wednesday. Things still a little unclear as to what we can expect for Wednesday. It really depends on what happens Tuesday. That could really kind of change the state of the atmosphere, and that's where we could run into issues with forecasting for Wednesday. But let's talk about this right here, your rainfall forecast. This is the next 7 days as a whole. This is each day added up to create these totals. This is not a one event rain. And it does look like a lot, but I want you to take this with a grain of salt, but it is showing the possibility. So let's go and break it down day by day. Of course, for your Monday, not expecting anything in any part of the area. Now Tuesday, there you start to see kind of, as right there, eastern half of the area. But let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday is when it becomes a little more widespread, but still you look at those totals on the side right there, you're anywhere from maybe a couple hundredths to a quarter of an inch throughout most of the region. But what we're looking to past it, the further out you go, of course, confidence is a little lower, but what we're keeping an eye on next is going to be Saturday and Sunday. This is when it tries to really ramp up those rainfall totals for the area, generally favoring the kind of more southern areas. That's where those rain totals can be expected to be higher. Of course, like I said, I want you to take this with a grain of salt. This is still 6 to 7 days out, so we're not getting too ahead of ourselves just yet, but it does look like the weekend is going to be when we expect those rain chances and more widespread coverage, heavier rains expected to kind of ramp up a little bit. But let's look at temperatures here. We're going to go 87 for your Monday today. We'll go 94 for Tuesday. That's going to easily be our hottest day of the week. We'll drop back down into the mid-80s Wednesday and Thursday. Like I said, Tuesday night, maybe parts of Wednesday, and then Wednesday night into Thursday. Winds turn out of the southwest, kind of scours that moisture on out of the area, and then a weak cold front arrives starting on Friday. That'll knock us down to 84, but then after that, we'll actually get those daytime highs down into the low 70s. So finally starting to get those temperatures down just a little bit, get us out of the summer-like heat that we have been seeing. But Saturday and Sunday, those are going to be the next big days that we really watch for some more promising rain chances in the forecast. Hopefully a little more widespread and hopefully some heavier rain for more of the area.